With the rapper that
a Netflix show called
wanted to hang
Dear White People.
white boy by sending a message.
There was this big controversial conversation going on Twitter where obviously anything I say now is going to acquire a lot of attention. Now, my opinion on this, I need you guys' opinions because I'm going to thoroughly explain myself as to why I responded the way I did. Basically, the show is called Dear White People. Now, as African Americans, every African American in this chat, if there was a show called Dear Black People or Dear African Americans, you know what I'm saying? Just according to the title, not thoroughly listening to the show. Obviously, I understand the concept behind the show, but if there was a fucking show from a white person's perspective, now I'm 100%, 1,000% African American. If there was a show called Dear Black People about white people's stereotypes about how maybe we think the majority of the race is racist, or how, you know what I'm saying, like how we're stereotyping them thinking they're racist, it's not going to be a move forward. So the idea is, okay, I understand that racism is very well alive, but if we're working towards equality, how is it that basically even acknowledging the stereotype is going to move us forward? We can't move forward if we're acknowledging the ignorance. The ignorance has to come to a complete halt. Therefore, we can no longer acknowledge it. So, way back down to, I'd like to say, Martin Luther King's times, he ignored the violence. He ignored the bullshit and worked forward in a passive-aggressive way and proved that basically he was smart enough and peaceful enough and was self-conscious enough to ideally move past all the violence. So we can't move forward, ideally, if we're not really going towards equality. You understand what I'm saying? I want you guys to thoroughly talk about this on Instagram and Twitter because this is what I really want to talk about. This is what I'm really dwelling into. I'm really dwelling into politics at this point in time and covering things that I feel like is more important than the bullshit that's going on. But obviously, yes, I know the show. They came up with the show a long time ago. But ideally, I saw it on Twitter about someone saying, "Yo, if this was in a reverse situation, you guys would be fucking pissed." You know, a fucking Caucasian said, you guys would be pissed. And I absolutely agree because we can't move forward paying attention to these type of things. Now, it is very much so true. There is still, racism is very much so alive. Stereotypical white people are still very much so alive. Obviously, they have KKK fucking marches all the time. I very much so agree with the concept behind the show. But the name in itself, I felt like maybe was just a little bit, just a little bit pokey. You get what I'm saying? I feel like I felt like it was too much. And I don't agree with anything that puts down a race. You need to understand not all white people are fucking racist. The idea is if you want to say something in specific, right, to that specific amount of people, the smart name for the show would have been